Welcome back to Boring Gear Reviews. Today we have a great reverb pedal at a truly insane price. This is the JOYO Atmosphere. It has 9 algorithms. Normally it's $80, and today for Black Friday it's 20% off. So it's like $62 or $63. Unreal. Big thanks to JOYO for sending me the Atmosphere. So like I said, this is a reverb pedal with 9 algorithms. It feels super solid in your hand. It's got a really small form factor, so very pedalboard friendly. So let's get into the controls. First up, we have mix. This will obviously control the wet dry of the pedal. So fully counterclockwise, you're 100% dry. Fully clockwise, you're 100% wet. Decay will control the length of the reverb. So counterclockwise for a shorter reverb, clockwise for a really long reverb. Tone will be your EQ or filtering section of the wet signal. So more counterclockwise, you're rolling off high end. More clockwise, you're adding in high end. The mod control will vary between each algorithm, but suffice it to say, it'll control things like pre-delay or modulation, depth, and rate, and that type of stuff. For our 9 presets, we have plate. Church is like a hall or cathedral. Spring is spring reverb. We have Eko-Verb, which is a delay and reverb. Shimmer will be a shimmer reverb. Comet is kind of like a flanger reverb. Rewind kind of sounds like a tape rewinding. Forest is like a haunting reverb. And pulse is a tremolo reverb. Lastly, we have a trails control on the front of the pedal, which I really appreciate. One thing I don't enjoy doing is having to open up a pedal to adjust certain features like that, which is common for things like trails. Here you can toggle it on or off right from the face of the pedal. I love that. Other than that, we've got side jacks and top DC. An interesting thing with this pedal is how the LED works. So obviously when you engage it, you have an LED on the face of the pedal, nothing new there. But you also have it on the bottom of the pedal and on the top of the pedal. So while you might get like some extra illumination that might be functional, it's primarily an aesthetic choice. However, if you don't like that, you can flip the pedal over and there's a switch on the back. The top says sync, and when it's in that mode, if there's like a delay or something, it will pulse to whatever the tempo is set at. You can turn that off so it's always on. Great. And then you can also turn it off so those bottom and top lights go away and you're only having the standard LED on the front. Great quality of life and like functional stuff. For today's demo, I am using my 2023 ESP Horizon 1. And from there, we're running into the Universal Audio Apollo X6 and then using the Softtube JMP 2203 amp plugin. All right, so throughout this demo, we're also going to be using the Eddie Rifkind Effects Klaren Basic. I've also done a full demo of the Klaren Basic. Spoiler alert, it's awesome. If you want to check that out, you can click the link right here. And that will be running into the Atmosphere. Pause for settings. So we're using the Eko-Verb setting, which is a delay and a reverb. I'll say at the top that all of the algorithms here in their default state have a bit more of a metallic sound. I wouldn't say any of these sound necessarily like sweet or warm. You can tame some of that by rolling back the tone knob, but just in general, it has that sound, which is a sound I actually really love. However, with that being said, if you were to run this into the effects loop or, send and return, I think a lot of that harshness would go away. A lot of times that happens with a reverb pedal because you're running it into the front of an amp, in this case, an amp modeler. So, if the amp is set with any amount of brightness and or gain, the reverb will run into that. So it's going to kind of change a lot of the tone of the reverb itself. So if you run this as an aux send or effects loop, I think it'll probably sweeten up quite a bit. I think it's great to have reverbs that sound like real things in real places. And it's equally as great and important to have reverbs that sound artificial and are cool and unique and do stuff you can't do for real. So anyway, we get this beautiful wash. I really love the way the delay sits in the mix. It has it just sits back really well. And the reverb is kind of what you'd expect. It's more of like somewhere between a plate and a hall digital reverb sound. It sounds really nice. So I'll be doing some volume swells and then some bigger playing, some single picks, chords, all that stuff. Enjoy. In this next clip, we're going to be in the Comet algorithm. Pause for settings. And I have to say, I'm normally not a big flanger guy, even though the first pedal I ever bought was a flanger. It just often isn't a sound that I'm looking for. However, here, with this Comet reverb, I really, really love it. I don't often hear a lot of flanged reverbs, so that was part of the thing I enjoyed about it. It's different. But when you roll the tone all the way back like we're doing, it really kind of just sits beautifully. When I'm playing harder, it kind of like goes away. You don't really notice it too much. And as I soften my pick attack and get a little more slow with my playing, it really kind of blooms really beautifully. And it doesn't feel like aggressive flanging. It feels very smooth, and I don't know, I dug it. Enjoy. And lastly, we're going to be in the church setting for like a large kind of hall cathedral type setting. And there's my settings. And this is what you'd expect. It is a very large kind of cavernous type of reverb. As I said before, it does have a bit of a metallic sound. It doesn't sound like you're in like a big wood room. It does sound a little more artificial, but I like that sound. You know, I just recently did a video of the Electronic Audio Experiments Hypersleep V2, and which is like all metallic sound, and I love that sound. And here with the Atmosphere, obviously the church setting isn't trying to emulate that, but it does have some of that quality. But of course, you could always roll the tone back and tame a lot of that. Regardless, I really enjoyed the sound. It feels good under your fingers while you're playing. And that's a wrap on the JOYO Atmosphere. Like I said, their Black Friday deal is 20% off. It's normally $80. At 20% off, $63 or $64. It's an insane deal. 9 algorithms built really well. You cannot go wrong with that. I dig it. I love that there's stuff that caters to all budgets. Makes it really, really exciting to be in the pedal community. Check the links in the description below. You get all the information there, links to all the JOYO stuff, and the links to the Amazon listing where this is 20% off. Everything else I'm using is there too. As always, if you like the content, please consider hitting like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you don't miss my videos, and I'll see you next video. Peace.